What's up everyone, this is Ryan here. Today I'm going to do an update video on the Craftsman Compact Bowler in the Fall Clean Edition. Now as you can see, this thing got used yesterday. It's because you can tell this thing got used almost like quite a bit because you see how much better did you see. It's only got one boy left in the battery, which I know this 4 battery's gonna die again this weekend during the fall cleaning season, which I know, since I know, so I did this, like I said, this is a CMCB2LZ100, and I do like this about this thing, like, this thing got used almost like quite a bit because you know how better this machine is, like, it's not normal because you see how much better this is, like, it's definitely how much better this machine is, like, it just definitely looks pretty cool in my opinion, but, you know what? I expected this thing like it got used almost like quite a bit because you see how I expected this machine that goes if the 4-bit battery it dies again this weekend, I'm gonna use the 6-bit battery again, which it's not that bad in my opinion, but this thing like it got used almost like the 5-bit of times you see because you know how I expected this machine exactly because it takes a lot of power over this blower to do the fall cleaning season, which is it gets warm once in a while, but like I said, you can see how much better this thing like got used almost quite a bit because you know how I expected this machine exactly, which except it looks pretty nice in my opinion, so. But I hope at some point the same deck will be used again this weekend. So I hope at some point the same deck will be used again this weekend because I mean, you know how I expected this machine's actually you see because it's not how it is expected this machine's actually been used almost like every single time a little bit because well I was surprised this thing got used this weekend. I'm really surprised it got used. I mean they did a good job with laser you see, but it did struggle a little bit because you know how I expected this machine's been used almost like quite a bit because despite how much better this machine is actually, so you know how better this thing actually got used almost quite a bit because I'm really surprised that this thing got used almost quite a bit, but you see how much better this machine is actually, which is well, you know how better this thing is actually easy because this boy right here is actually because there's nothing wrong with it exactly because you see how much better this machine's been used almost like quite a bit because well how I describe this a little bit. This thing right here actually got used almost quite a bit because you ain't know how better this machine is actually, which just definitely looks pretty cool in my opinion. But as you can see, it's definitely looks out pretty nice looking blow in my opinion. You see how much better this thing is like. So I hope at some point this thing will be used another weekend during the fall game season. That will be used again this year.